Watch something new, learn something new. Welcome to your digital classroom. I am Saji KV and you are watching my channel, The Eureka. In the previous video, we learned Sibia and her mother, along with the other village women, went to the cliff for cutting the grass. Let's go through the story in detail. Chattering as they went, the women followed the dusty track toward the river. The women talked loudly as they moved, and then they reached towards the river. On their way, they passed a Gujar encampment of grass huts where these nomadic graziers would live for a time until their animals had perhaps finished all the easy grazing within the reach, or they were not able to sell enough of their white butter and white milk in the district, or there was no one to buy the young male buffaloes for the tiger bait. These women, while going towards the river, they saw a Gujar encampment, a Gujar settlement there, and their houses were made of grass, and these persons were nomadic graziers. They settled down in a particular place for a short period of time, as long as they had grass for grazing their animal, or they could sell their milk product in the market, or they could sell young buffaloes as tiger bait for the hunters. Till then, they stayed there as tribes. When these are not there, they move on to another place. Or perhaps a cattle killing tiger was making a nuisance of himself, then they would move on. Sometimes a tiger that would hunt and kill their buffaloes, then they would move on to another place. So these nomadic tribes lived in a particular place for a short period of time, as long as they had grass for their cattle, market for selling their products, and so on. Sibia glanced at the Gujar women as she went past. Sibia was a curious girl. She looked at the Gujar women who were there in the encampment. They wore trousers tight and wrinkled at the ankles, and in their ears large silver rings made out of melted rupees. These Gujar women wore trousers tight and wrinkled at the ankles, and they wore large earrings made out of silver coins, and one of them was clinking a stick against the big brass kuras in which they fetched water from the river for the camp to see, which were empty. Now, one of the Gujar women was striking with a stick against the pot to know whether there is water in the pot or whether there were empty pots, so that they could fetch water from the river. The men and the boys were out of camp just now with the herd or gone to Bachar to sell produce, but one or two buffaloes were standing about, creatures of great wet noses, moving jaws, and gaunt black bonds. Now here, men and boys went for grazing the animal or selling their product in the market. One or two buffaloes were standing nearby the encampment with moving jaws and unpleasant black bonds. The Gujars were junglists, as Sibia was too, born and bred in the forest. The Gujars were junglis. Just like Sibia was born and brought up in jungle, in the same manner, these Gujar were also junglis. For countless centuries, their forebears had lived like this, getting their living from animals, from grass, trees, as they scratch their food together and store their substance in large herds and silver jewelry. So these Gujar persons lived like this for many, many centuries. Just like their forefathers lived in the past, in the same manner, these Gujar women as well as men lived. They grazed the animals, they cut grass, trees, and they searched food together, and they stored their substance, their wealth, in large number of cattle and in the form of silver jewelry. They were man in the wandering pastoral age, not Stone Age hunters and not yet cultivators. These people were like pastoral wanderers. These people were like the wandering pastoral age persons. They were not exactly hunters. They were not cultivators. They took care of the animals and moved from one place to another. They consider their wealth as their animal and silver as their wealth. And now there was the river, twinkling between the trees, sunlit beyond the dark trunks. They could hear it rushing along. Now these village women, Sibia, her mother, and other village women reached the river. The twinkling between the trees and sunlit beyond the dark trunks. Now the Sibia, her mother, and other village women reached the river bank. They could hear it rushing along. As they reached near the river, they could hear the sound of the flowing of the water, rushing of the water. The women came out on the shore and made for the stepping stones. The women reached the bank of the river and started moving towards the stepping stone. They had plenty to laugh and bicker as they approached the river in a noisy crowd. These women laughed loudly, argued loudly, talked loudly, bicker, argued loudly, and reached the river in a noisy crowd. They girded up their skirts so as to jump from stone to stone, and they clanged their sickles and forks together over their shoulders to have ease of movement. And then they folded up their skirts and they hung their sickles and forks together over their shoulders so that they could move easily. They shouted their quarrels above the gush of the river. They talked very loudly. That was beyond the noise of the rushing of the river, flowing of the river. Noise frightens crocodiles. The big crocodile did not move, and all the women crossed in safety to the other bank. Generally, crocodiles are frightened of the noise. When they hear the noise, they rush to the river. But this crocodile was not frightened of the noise of the women. It remained there, and the women slowly crossed the river. The woman crossed in safety, other bank. So Magar did not move. All the women crossed in safety to the other bank. The big crocodile did not move, and women crossed the river safely and reached the other bank. There they had to climb a still hillside to get at the grass, but all fell to with a will and sliced away at it wherever there was foothold to be had. Now, the women reached the other bank of the river, and they had to climb the cliff to get to the grass. They all, with a one willpower, started climbing to the cliff. Down below them ran the broad river, pouring powerfully out from its deep narrow pools among the cold cliffs, and shadows spreading into the warm shallows lit by kingfishers. Now here, meanwhile, they could see the flowing of the river down. They could see the kingfishers moving about for catching fish. And again, great turtles lived there, Mashir weighing more than 100 pounds. So there were turtles, tortoise, and Mashir, a large fish, large freshwater fish lived in that water. Crocodile too. Sometimes you could see them lying out on the slabs of clay over there, but there were none to be seen at the moment. Sometime one could see the crocodile lying there on the slabs. Now they could not see any crocodile, any turtle lying there on the bank or in the river. Where Sibia was walking, wind coming across hundreds of miles of trees cooled her sweating body, and she could look down over the river as if she were a bird. Sibia was walking there on the cliff, and from there she could look down and see the things down on the bank of the river and the river, as though the bird was looking down to see something from the sky, and she also looked from the cliff to see something that she could see in the river and the bank of the river. Although she did not dare stop for a moment under her mother's eye, her imagination took her in swooping flight over the bright water and golden air to the banks where she had played as a child. Generally, the mother would not allow her to stop and stare at the water down in the river. But her imagination took her to the childhood memory where she used to play on the bank of this river. And she imagined the bank of the river and saw the river flowing from the cliff. In those caverns above the high water mark of the highest flood, she had stored some little balls molded of clay while they hardened. In fact, she had kept some balls made of clay for drying, and she wondered whether they were ready for painting. If there were anything that could be used for coloring, they could look fine, painted with marigolds and elephants. She looked around to see whether she could get some coloring thing that can be used for painting these balls made of clay, and so that it would appear beautiful and wonderful. She could paint them with marigolds and elephants. Child, the sharp word, the glare of her mother's angry, sweating face pulled Sibia back to work, and they toiled on. The mother angrily drew the attention of the child by calling child, and the angry, sweating face of the mother made her work, and they continued to work. But at last it was time to go back to see their animals and the evening meal. Finally, it was time for them to go back to see their animals as well as to have their evening meal. The loaded women set out to cross the river again. The women carried that heavy load of grass on their head, and those women who had kept their heavy load on their head started moving towards the river again. Sibia hung back. She could just dawdle a bit and run and see if the clay cups were still there in the cave, waiting to be painted and used. Sibia remained little back, so that she could see whether the balls of clay that she made and kept for drying were ready for painting. And so the girl remained back. Rest of the women started moving towards the river. Although the women were now tired and loaded, they still talked. The women were very tired of their hard work, but they talked very loudly and talked and moved towards the river. Those in front yelled to those behind. They crossed the river safely and disappeared up the track into the trees on the other side. They talked loudly. Slowly they crossed the river safely without the attack of the crocodile. Crocodile was lying there in the river, but the crocodile did not attack any of these women cross the river because they made a lot of noise and crossed the river. Therefore the crocodile did not attack, and these women slowly disappeared into the trees on the other side, and even their voice died away, could not hear any longer the voice. Silence fell. Sibia came down along to the stepping stones. Now Sibia came down along to the stepping stones.